sometimes to me and also to some of my friends, it may not click to us as faster or as easier as when we're being taught in person.
I'm not any younger. I'm 64, next 65. So if I do my job, I realize my mind is still okay.
We won't be able to do anything about it. We cannot go back and we cannot proceed with our studies online.
But you are now faced with a situation where you can either go to another country, nor can you go to another office, within the same setup and structure. How do you then continue to operate?
One of which was the plague of Amwas. This happened during the time of Sayyidina Umar when he was caliph, when he was a khalifa.
I think the business continuity plans are, like I said, it's always an evolving process. When you think you've arrived at a solution, then you realize that there's always a better way to do certain things. So what I feel is where we are right now, I think it's been a lot of reiteration after circuit breaker, post circuit breaker, etc. And what we are moving on seeing is we don't necessarily need a physical space to work at. We can always work from home, we can always work off-site. And in my office setting, we are looking at 25 by 25, meaning by 2025, we're only having 25% of the workforce in office. We used to have a very high-touch economy. We used to have a lot of physical interactions, meetups, face-to-face, etc. Very high-touch. I think moving on post-COVID is going to be low-touch primarily, sort of a working model that we're going to see across industries. And the effects of COVID-19, it's not going to go away after 2020. I think 2020 is just the start of how the new world is going to look like. And as we move along, 2021, 2022, etc., you're going to fundamentally see a new paradigm of human-to-human interaction emerging, and it's really emerging out there.
Firstly, I try to think of the positive things, because if you think too much of the negative things, it won't really help you with your situation. So thinking positively helps me also, and it helps those around me, because when you give off anything positive, you sort of give off that positive vibe to others. By thinking positive, I got to see things in a better light, which made me more motivated to survive this thing. Also, because I believe that all of these things have a reason behind it. Even though this may be a hard and difficult time for everyone, there's a verse in the Quran that says, "La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha." So Allah will not test a soul beyond that it can bear. So this obviously has a meaning or a message behind it, that we as Muslims especially should be patient and put trust in Allah that these things are there for a reason.
When I face hardship, I will just uzlah sekejap lah. I just think of what I am able to do, what I can do, and what is not in my control. All in all, at the end of the day, I will still be grateful of everything. I will just continue doing what I can do to improve myself or to expand my skills. Like right now, I'm not that type of person who sits at home doing nothing. No, I have to do something. So I work as a part-timer in PSA. So I just fill my time with things that are beneficial to me.
I used to work with Brunei Shell. So every year, you go for medical checkup. I need to know some of my health. No point a lot of money if your health is not there. Something like that. That's it. Health also very important. That's why like I said, if when it comes to Ajal Maut, we as a Muslim believe anytime also. So we prepare. But then again, prevention is better than cure. Why should I suffer myself? I'm not better go every year. I go for medical checkup. Go for So I find myself okay now. Alhamdulillah.
We have to understand that our lives it's full of hardships. Allah says in the Quran that وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. This is the topic that you're talking about, like challenges, and also how to have the patience to face these challenges and hardships. So hardship is something that we will always face in our lives, and different people have varying degrees of difficulties. Yes, some in the form of loss of loved ones, some through the loss of wealth, to the loss of a lot of different things. But Allah says in the Quran that وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ, but good tidings to those who are patient. And I think that the first thing that we have to understand, whenever we are facing any kind of hardship, it is important that we have a sense of patience. And patience is described in Islam, okay, patience is in the sadamatil ula, during the first strike of calamity. So when something happens at that moment, we are asked to be patient first and foremost, okay. So for example, whenever we face something, we always have a tendency, of course, that something bad is afflicting me. I'm gonna lose my job. I can't take care of my family, or I got in a fight with someone, and this is gonna affect my relationship with them. But it's important that we always have a sense of forbearance. Reflect, take a step back, okay, and realize that everything that happens is by the will of Allah. And since this topic is also about challenges with regards to what we are facing right now, the pandemic, right? So there are a lot of things that are not happening in the way that we would like it. A lot of us are, unsure of the things that are going to happen. But we have to remind ourselves that everything is as planned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so if He is able to bring us into a certain situation, of course there is always a way that He is able to bring us out of the situation, inshallah. And in the process, become better Muslims.
When we do see some wisdom behind it, we can actually be thankful and grateful for it.
It's not to say after every hardship comes ease, but within every hardship there is ease.
I learned that giving and take is more important than always getting what you want.
Look after your family, especially your parents. Respect them. Respect the elders, not only your parents. Then inshallah, maybe you are lucky, you get a good job.
We are taught that as Muslims, we have two aspects. The first is our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the second is our relationship with the people around us.